the flooding in Italy. And destroyed all the...
Frank Romero's house near downtown Los Angeles is an informal meeting place for many local Chicano artists. As a result of much dialogue, 4 of the artists decided to form a coalition to work and exhibit collectively. Those 4 are Beto de la Rocha, Frank Romero,
I don't like committees. I like the townhouse idea where you give...
Carlos
Why
Almaraz,
did anybody join it?
A variety of reasons. Each one will come
and
with its own
Gilberto
reasons for what to
Sanchez
do.
Lujan.
Let's discuss why. No, the thing is this, that you guys don't want to be hassled with control. That's what it really is.
Sure.
I'm not hassling about control.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the point
No,
is,
but
I've
what
asked for 25%, for 50%, some control.
Of what?
Of money.
Of
anything.
Everything of your whole creative output. No, I see that as an infringement on my rights. I'd rather just go it alone if that's what you want out of me.
Well, but the other part of it is conditioning, Frank. You've been used to a certain kind of way, and maybe you don't want to change it. Maybe that's the truth of it. You don't really want to change what you've been doing all along. You're kind of happy with it.
I know. I feel.
Are you a happy Mexican? That's what I want to know. Do you believe that?
We're together because we had a lot to say to one another. Charles and I have been in close association as artists for about 12 years now, you know. And Charles brought Gilbert in, and Gilbert brought Beto in, you know, and it became a place that these 4 artists who happen to be Chicano, but it's also just people that get together for common interests, you know, and what's come out of it is this iconography and all these symbols and these ideas. When 4 individuals have to compromise to do a painting as a group, we reached out because of the ideas in the air almost and said, well, let's do it in spray cans, which is a thing that we took from the Vadio experience.
Can you paint these over?
No, I'm not going to paint this over.
Well, look.
Is that a bomb?
Absolutely.
You don't show the whole thing.
You gotta arrange these little things or something so you don't get broken. That means...
Is that all?
No, that's not all. You gotta take these.
Put them this way.
You want this one? Do your thing.
In February 1974, those 4 were invited to present their work in the first Chicano exhibit ever held at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art.
And Tremont here, this evening upstairs. We have our psychiatrist, we have our barber, you want to do our doctor. Let's shoot button. Oh, we're going to crash.
No, wait.
Yeah, we have all we need is not our own doctor, you know that? We have a doctor. So I have our shooter. We need a doctor, we need a CPA. CPA, we need we have a CPA. Okay, so now we need a doctor. We have a doctor.
Well, you see it's got a bow in it and all that stuff, and the lines are weird.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It's the wrong finger too. That thumb is catching much sand. Okay, I got it.
This is an old Mexican color. It's Aztec. It's very popular. You see it in pottery and, of course, turquoise. But you still see it in cars. You know, aqua.
Like Rifa, it says La Virgen de Guadalupe. Rifa por vida. In other words, she rules forever, is the idea. But the words I'm using are Carlo or Chicano slang. You know, I grew up in the barrio, and I want to reflect that. you know, because that's who I am, and that's what art schools told us to do, and that's what I'm going to do. And I come from a certain kind of background, poverty, okay? There's many visual and real components of poverty that have to do with broken down bed springs and rusted this and trash here, okay? I want to change that, okay? I don't think that's the only image to represent Chicano, but I think that is a legitimate one. And I'm saying that we have to manifest a lot of the things as we see them, not how other people want to interpret them. If you slow down, it drips. So you have to be quick, and it's fast. For that reason, you can get things up very quickly. It really helps, though, and it really requires that you have a certain kind of dexterity with a spray can. And that's something that, in many instances, people underrate graffiti. They don't really recognize the calligraphy involved.
At a certain point with painting, once I get the general idea down, the rest is technical. It's simply working over a figure and working over a figure till you get what you want. If painting cannot bring about social change, then I will change from a painter to something else. And I don't know what that is. I'm not interested in painting. I'm interested in human beings first. And I will subjugate my art to any necessity that can serve a large group of people. It's going back to the people and not just to my own subjectivity.
Too much, right? Too much. Okay, go lower.
Why does it look higher on the left? Why does it look like
Higher on the
Can you check it? One of my prime interests is collecting folk art in East Los Angeles. And I go out and drive just places I grew up around and park the car, walk the streets, talk to people, and I'm basically involved in the kind of things people that have no art training do. You know, they decorate their gardens. And what I find in East Los Angeles is a distinct Chicano style, and I could only relate that to my own life experience, the way I live. It's loose. What I'm saying is that these things had a strong influence on me as an individual and as an artist, and I'm just now learning to reflect that input.
Actually, perfect.
Perfect.
I think you should leave the little tape on.
Yeah. This one
Goes flush right.
Flush right.
You're right. Flush right.
Up there. I'm too short, man. Okay.
Where's Beto? This is good yoga.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. See? Yeah.
Does anybody know where the yellow nails are?
You know, you guys should give, hello, Sally. Give Beto a hand. He's still. And then you've got to find that one plastic piece for your gosa. There's one thing still on the floor.
Where's that other stuff that you There's no other stuff. No, it was ammonia. This is black cleaner.
One of my clearest memories is of lying down on my stomach and making drawings with crayons and pencils and things like that. I was an artist, and when I grew up, I was going to be an artist. I met Gilberto Sanchez Lujan, and he said, "Hey man, you know, you're Chicano." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Come and see what we're doing." What he was trying to do was saying, look to your own experience. Well, there were the indigenous forms to look at. Well, how do I incorporate those into my work? And how could I imbue the kind of thing that I was doing with the kind of thing that he was endeavoring to make me aware of, you know? And it was that point where my work began to take form so that it began to relate more to myself rather than to something that was being programmed.
That's a great color in the back. What did you do? Print brown underneath black?
Purple, brown.
It's hard to read. Does it make your eyes jump around? Good. I'll leave it like that. It'll be like a neon sign.
In Spanish, or where do you want it?
No, just
I gotta make labels for it. And yours gotta be on white paper, that one gotta be on brown paper.
But we've already made a list of them.
But that's for another kind of list, it's some different.
Yeah, but he
Well,
has
I'll
no-
sit down and do it then.
Okay, Amor Pasado belongs to Oscar Castillo.
Okay. The UFW banner.
Where you at, Charles?
Number 1. 2 is the UFW mural sketch. Venceremos. Okay? You know what venceremos means? We shall overcome.
Okay, that's good.
No, but that's a long title. How can we shorten that? Cara con... Huh?
Vato rojo.
Vato Loco at the dance?
Little drum. One more time. 1, 2, 3.
El capitán le decía, no es la gente que manda. Son 800 soldados que tienen situada las haciendas de Holanda. El coronel le pregunta cuál es la gente que guía. Son 800 soldados y traigo las tierras Mariano Mejía. Valentín como era hombre de nada le dio razón.
La 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 dee, la li da 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 do, dee da dee da do la do. I've got good news to bring, and that is why I sing. All my truths to you I'll share. I'm gonna take a trip on that old Marxist ship and go sailing through the air. Gonna take a trip on that old gospel
No,
ship,
it's subconscious.
going far beyond the sky.
You want a haircut, Oscar?
And when that ship comes in, I'll leave this world of sin and go sailing through the sky.
Let's make it a 3. Great. And this will be a memorial.
It's too much trouble to change at this point. He had this idea that it would be nice outside. He's trying to be helpful.
Well, no. All right, 5 seconds.
Cecil Ferguson is special curator for this exhibit of Los Four. Cecil, how did the museum become interested in the Los Four art?
Quite some time now, Ed. Mrs. Jane Livingston, curator of modern art, had been looking at a great deal of Chicano work and works of other minority groups, such as black women's movements and that sort of art concept.
Try to do the whole thing.
About the guy,
yeah.
And in the sense that we're dealing with, you know, the kind of things that people like to do in East LA. You know, they like to customize their cars, and they're very much. He has here a shrine, which is very interesting in terms of. In every house in East LA, you have something like this, and he's sort of making it into an art form. You know, where people take little toys,
Like
icons, favorite saints, and so forth. And there's always an area like this.
Specifically, I'm trying to reflect Chicano lifestyle, indicate that we have some pride expand the awareness of what our culture means.
Where's your work?
I'm over here. And these are just some of my own drawings. I find these especially interesting here, and that they started to get three-dimensional, and I just let it happen. And they remind me very much of the tin work in Mexico, or the cut paper things.
Exactly.
I love these things, and they're really getting rich and complex, and in a sense where they become very personal little
The
statements.
devils, the hearts, the nopales, I think they all manifest who we really are in visual terms. And they're not always evil. Some of them are whimsical, some of them are funny, some of them they're all usually very human, I think.
Y él me dijo, pues mire, hay una forma entre nosotros, hay que sacar las formas arquitectónicas de nuestro conocimiento. Como en inglés es look to your own experience.
And we've printed the invitations in 2 languages. We're trying to get people that have never been to a museum to come and see a show.
Okay, that shot's gonna work.
Elena Canavier interview.
In viewing this exhibit, it feels to me that perhaps here is some hope that by going back to their cultural origins right here in Los Angeles, these artists may infuse some elements of vitality that I feel have been missing in art lately.
Do you see this as a political exhibition?
Oh, certainly. Charles loves to talk about the political aspects of all of this, but we're all involved. Charles works for Cesar Chavez in terms of trying to, better things for the farm workers, and we're all involved. You find the farm worker emblem, you find
the best vehicle to describe the Chicano culture is the tortilla. Nobody argues about the tortilla. If we could all understand that we are of the tortilla clan, then we would have that kind of unity, that solidarity in consciousness that we all hope for.
Right. Now this will just be a 5 shot. After we'll be on 2. Put 2 in the line. Cue them.
Well, gentlemen, we have spoken individually with each one of you. But I have a few questions.
To continue with the idea of success, and what I wanted to add is success means self-determination.
Do you find anything particularly distracting, particularly attractive, particularly shocking?
Well, art just doesn't shock me anymore. I'm inured. I've looked at too much of it, but certainly one can't help but notice Charles Almaraz's large mural-sized political cartoon, as he puts it. It's one of the most patently political works I've seen in a culture palace, indoors, and since, the great days of the Mexican muralists.
But the reception that we have had at the museum has really been fantastic. I don't know whether I should be surprised or just glad that people can see that Chicano culture can contribute to the mainstream society. I really believe that we have a lot of things that we could share with people. This show has really, it sort of exploded. It was supposed to be a teeny tiny show that no one would notice in the back room. And it's become the, the major news in LA art in the last, few years.
Para borrarle el intento yo me lo voy a llevar a pasar la temporada, luego se la vuelvo a traer.
happened to us, yeah, but we're talking about a whole movement and a lot of people. We're talking about in LA, 100 Chicano artists that are busy working in the streets of East Los Angeles, hanging murals.
Having that thing and then having people give any dues or somehow keep the thing moving. The Los Four has helped us to get things done.
I believe that I'm not so important as what we're trying to say. And I really believe that. People are beginning to listen to the fact that Chicano art is real and it does have merit. That being a cholo and writing graffiti is not a sin. It's not a social crime. The pyramid in the County Museum was designed by me, but it also belongs to everybody because everybody got involved in putting it up. That pyramid is what I'm trying to say. Anonymous people's art is where it's at.